Hey guys, welcome to Insomnia with Nina Valdez. Tonight I am going to be editing, hopefully uploading, and baking, maybe watching a movie. I got the movie Captive, and I've been waiting forever to see it. I'm hoping it turns out really good. I'll let you guys know on my actor page. Let's see. Oh, also I'm going to show you guys some sunrise bread that I made last night, which is just a strawberry orange bread. It turned out amazing. So hopefully you guys will make it and like it too. So yeah, and I'm doing the zucchini version tonight. So I love you guys. Welcome to my Insomnia. This is the recipe that I'm using. Super old recipe that has been in our family forever. Actually passed down from a family friend. And you can use it with any fruit. You can use it with zucchini actually also. Banana, whatever fruit that you want to use it. You can use it pumpkin, any kind of fruit, even like carrot and zucchini with this recipe. This is the best sweetbread recipe ever. This is all the stuff that I'm using for my strawberry sunrise bread. Okay, as you can see, I'm going to put the whole orange in there. I've washed them really good and I've taken off the little top green piece there. And then I'm going to blend it up with the rest of my strawberries, which I've already blended half of them. And it's going to be all nice and not chunky and weird like you would think it would be. And it's going to make it, instead of just strawberry bread, it's going to be sunrise bread. Check out what these oranges do. So most of the nutrients and essential oils are actually in the peel. And that is going to be so good in our muffins. I know it sounds weird, but trust me. Try it. You'll love it. I've already added my sugar, and the recipe doesn't call for vanilla, but I always put a teaspoon of vanilla anyway, just because, yum, why not? And my eggs. The Truvia, I used the regular baking blend, and you're supposed to use like half of whatever you would use for regular sugar, but I wanted to throw some brown sugar blend in there as well because that's my favorite. It's so yummy. So I went ahead and put 1/3 of a cup of that in there as well. So that is a cup of the regular Truvia baking blend and 1/3 of a cup of the brown sugar baking blend. Okay, as you can see, I've added the cinnamon and the salt and the butter. Don't be afraid to leave your butter in big chunks like that for a recipe like this, because they will just turn into these little clumps that will pop open and be all pretty and delicious and buttery in your bread. P.S. The recipe calls for vegetable oil, but I don't use vegetable oil in my recipes because I think that's gross. It would be fine, I'm sure, but I rather use butter or coconut oil. Also, it only calls for 1½ teaspoons of cinnamon, and I added a whole tablespoon because I like my foods more spicy. Not like hot spicy, but like spicy. Okay, I've added my flour and my baking soda, and if you have seen the other vlogs that I've done, you know my baking blend, my like pretend flour stuff that I'm using is a cup of oats and 1/2 cup of almond flour and 1/2 cup of coconut flour. Put it in the Ninja and blend it all up really fine together. So that's what that is that I am using. I've never tried this in this bread recipe, so we'll see how it turns out. And through the magic of YouTube, all done. And I have tried them. They are so, so good. I think tomorrow I'm going to try the same recipe with zucchini, and probably going to try chia eggs instead of regular eggs with this as well. As you can see, tonight I'm doing a zucchini version. The strawberry sunrise ones went over really well. Other than the zucchini, this is the only difference that is going to be made. Instead of eggs, I'm going to use chia eggs, which is just a tablespoon of chia. I like to keep a bunch chopped up like that, really fine, because my family doesn't like the texture. And then for every tablespoon of chia, you're going to do 3 tablespoons of water and mix that up real good and let it just sit there and get all gooey. And it turns into a really, actually a really normal sort of egg texture. So it works just as well for pretty much any recipe as putting a regular egg in there. Unless it's a recipe that you're supposed to be tasting the egg in. But this, you're not really going to taste the egg, so you're good. See? Egg texture. And so I'm going to do that 3 more times because this calls for 4 eggs. So here are all my lovely chia eggs all mixed up. These do need to be ground up in a coffee grinder if you want. If you don't mind the texture, you can leave them whole. But they're so much better if you grind them up in a coffee grinder. If you don't have a coffee grinder, we all have that friend that's a coffee snob. Just tell them, hey, I need to borrow your coffee grinder for like 10 minutes, and I will clean it out and I will return it. And just do it like that. So this recipe came out a lot thicker, but that's okay, no worries. It still has those chunks of butter in it, so those are going to explode once it gets all hot and starts cooking, and make it really nice, so it's not going to be all dry and gross. Also, the zucchini, while it cooks, is going to break down, and the liquids that are in that are going to come out. So it's not going to be a problem. Also, if you wanted to turn this into a savory muffin or bread situation, you could exchange the sugar in this recipe for the same amount of cheese, any kind of cheese you want, and you could exchange the cinnamon in it for garlic. So that would be delicious. And here we are, ladies and gents. It is dark. It's not burnt. Zucchini bread always comes out darker than the other kinds of bread because that's just how zucchini bread does. I'm not lying to you to make myself look better. It's just how it is. It tastes good. I think I am, next time I make it, going to use half eggs and half chia though, because it turned out a lot more mushy than I would have liked. But it is what it is. It'll set up when it cools down. So I hope you guys liked those recipes. Let me know in the comments if you make them and see how they turn out. As you can see, I'm wearing a weird mask. It's a banana almond oil oatmeal mask because my face was like really feeling dry today because of the winter air, which is gross. So thank you for hanging out with me in my insomnia. Hopefully yours is productive as mine. Love you guys. I'm gonna go watch my movie now and have my weird mask on. See ya.